So with that experience of looking after your grandparents and helping them along, that was kind of. I'm surprised you're. Because your example that you used was more to do with languages. I'm surprised you didn't go into things like speech pathology or anything like that.
No, well, that was what initially sparked it, because I guess it's a sense of helplessness and with like not knowing, and it's like it motivated me to study harder so that I could make sure that that was not an issue for them anymore.
Oh, I see. So it's more than just the end goal being pharmacy. It was more so like, the typical Asian narrative, do well in school and make something of myself.
Yeah, well, one, make something for myself is a path that I chose to do, but I guess for them, they just wanted to see me just be happy. I think at the end of the day, like, no matter what I ended up doing, yes, of the typical saying like doctor, lawyer, engineer, like do these three, but at the end of the day, they're happy with what path I chose, so long as I was happy, like genuinely happy about what I was doing, and that I could communicate what I was doing to them so that they could understand. I remember having a conversation with my mum, and she said that, like, I just want to know what it is that you pick, like whatever you decide to do, that's up to you, but like just tell me so I know.
So she can follow. She wants to keep tracking with it.
Exactly.
That's really good, and I can see how like what I'm noticing now as I'm growing up. You know how like when we were younger, and I'm not sure how, I can't speak for your experience. Neither is my experience a very good example too, because my mum was quite. She wanted me to do well, but she wasn't. I would never call her a tiger mum. I've seen what a tiger mum can be.
Yes, I have an auntie in my family who's a tiger mum. Can definitely say my mum is by far the opposite of a tiger mum. Yes.
Lion mum.
Yep.
Or Western. No, but what I meant was what I'm seeing across the board for some of my friends is as they're getting older, and I mean they're not achieving it. Doctor, engineer, lawyer, the top three, but they're achieving. That's the point. They're happy. They're well fed. They're making money. They're working. They've studied, and then you get to see their parents kind of ease off as they come. Because I mean, I can imagine. Because you've seen me talk about the immigrant mindset and stuff like that. How I can see both sides. I'm a kid. I can see that, but I can also see the side of the parent who I came over here on a boat, slaved my ass off to try to give something to you, and you're gonna mess up. What was all that for? So it's something that I love, that when I can speak to you about it, it's something we can both kind of appreciate.
100%. Because I guess in a way, like, yes, it is a little bit of guilt that you carry with you, knowing that if you don't do well in whatever like that means to you, that you're wasting a bit of their hard sacrifice, and you don't want to do that. Like any genuine person who cares for like their older generation doesn't want to disappoint them.
It's not even an Asian thing. It's just not everyone can say that their parents had to go through, or their grandparents had to go through a certain struggle to come to the country and then give them this. That's why we take some of us take what we have, and we look at our people back in our home country, and we go, oh, I've got more than I'm luckily I've been given this, so I'm not going to take it for granted at all.
100%, because you want to take that and make them proud. Like,
so was this like a mindset that you would have had going out through high school?
Definitely in high school. My journey through high school is actually a pretty big one, because I used to live in the country. So I grew up in the country, in a small town called Nowra.
I was there recently. I was there recently. Jervis Bay.
Yes, Jervis Bay, Shoalhaven Heads. Yep.
Nowra.
Yes, Nowra. Oh, brings back memories. But I grew up there, and I moved different schools. So like, from a local school, and then I got into a private school there, and then closer to HSC and all that there, my mum was like, I want you to make it to a good university, so I think the opportunity would be better off if you moved to Campbelltown, live with your grandparents.
The city life.
Yes, the city life.
You can do the city.
And so all the way throughout my studying years in Nowra, I was working so hard, like straight A student. One, because I was on a scholarship. My mum was a single mum, so, or she still is, but there was no way I was going to get her to pay full price on all my private school fees. And like who am I? Like, I can survive public school, but
who are you? You're the person who gets the scholarship. That's who you are.
But yes, in order to maintain it, you have to, like, you know, get high grades. And so I did all that, and I loved going to private school because it gave you so many opportunities that I guess when I went to public school they didn't give me. Like Duke of Edinburgh was one of them. It's a program where you go on like different trips and it just expands your like wilderness side and like volunteering and community outreach and all that. But more on that later. I then moved to like my local high school, and then the year after I got into a selective school. So I graduated from that selective school. So after all that moving around, it took a toll on me. So the school before the selective school that I ended up graduating from, I like was so not like prepared, I guess you could say, for the city life. Like, everyone had stereotypes of what an Asian was that didn't exist in the country.
It didn't even suit you. So
I was so
that was a
naive.
culture shock. That's a different country. Holy God!
From all white people around me.
Suited just to come into a public school in Bankstown.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, it was just so different. But it was good. Like, it made me get thicker skin.
Got your head in the game.
Exactly.
I can imagine.
It showed me what Seatown life was like. Yeah.
Well, I was actually going to ask you. Yeah. Before getting into selective school, again, you're pushing yourself to get in this private school. So I was going to ask you, who pushed you? Your mum or you?
Me.
You pushed you because you wanted to first of all, you wanted to have this education. You already see how the private school was. You liked all these opportunities.
So I had a friend who I went to. So even in primary school, I went into what they call OC class, like the opportunity class, where like you're streamlined and pushed through. And one of my friends from there, who I reconnected with in high school, she had gotten a scholarship to this same high school, and she was telling me about it, like the after school activities that they offered, that, like, you know, the normal high schools, like as soon as it's 3:30, bye, like laters.
Yeah. You wanted to get more out of it.
Yeah, I want to get more out of it. Like, seriously, it encouraged me to, one, do like long distance running for a long period of time. Like, two, I took art classes after school. Like, the teacher stayed back to volunteer her time to teach me how to like do pottery. Like, literally, it was not a service, and then they made that service possible because I asked for it and I was genuinely interested, and they just volunteered their time and let me use all their resources. It was just so awesome.
Well, I like that because at that age, I don't think I ever had that mindset. I had the mindset at maybe year 7 that I started doing all my homework. And that was really good because that set me up really well. But that mindset you have, like, understanding these opportunities that have been laid out to you, and then like really kind of, the word exploit's a bad word, but extracts the word.
No,
extract
I just wanted more from myself, and the way to get it was to ask, to know, to just, you know, take any opportunity, which is really, really like cool now that I look at my younger self. Yes, Michelle. But like, there was another side to that too, because like I said, when I moved to like back to Western Sydney, it was not the same. Like, they're not as accommodating to you pushing yourself, and it's kind of like, basically what they were telling me is that they have limited resources and there's only so much you can do. And for the first part of moving to Campbelltown as well, like, I didn't have my close friend group, and I had gone to an Anglican college, and faith was a big part of I guess my life at the time, and I didn't have my like church friends, I didn't have my pastor there, like I couldn't talk to anyone about that. And like, ironically, like, I had non-faith friends and also like Muslim friends as well, which I got to learn a lot about their faith, but it still wasn't what was like a comfort thing for me. So it was really, really hard, and so it changed my mindset a little bit going into the selective school. I prioritize like finding my group, finding people around me to like just feel better, because like I found that I wasn't happy and I needed to find happiness over like getting good grades. Because if my mum saw me not happy, you could see it, she wasn't happy.
It wouldn't be worth the grades.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was sad. I wish I did better in year like 11 and 12, but I didn't do bad. Like I still was like keeping up. I was at a selective school, and yeah, I found my own places that I want to go tutoring, and I didn't know that that was a thing back in Nowra. So I was like, okay, cool. So we're going to go tutoring now. I'm going to go like, you know, the very popular ones, and yeah, I just went with everyone else, just followed the crowd, and then like finish the wave of high school, and then bam, uni. Yep.
I love how you just take charge of like at a young age, you know how to take charge of your destiny. Call it a destiny.
Yeah.
Taking charge of your destiny. See it, because as I'm a kid, I get to hear the stories about like the other kids who do things like you do, where they know like you have the kids whose parents have to sort it out for them. Hey, I'm gonna go to this tutoring. They'll ask around.
Well, no one's gonna do that for me. Like my
Exactly.
mum's just so busy like working.
Yep.
Yeah, my grandparents at the time were still working, and then what can they do? Like what us other grandmas,
Well, you saw
where
the bigger
their
picture.
grandsons go? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
And I'm not gonna trust their word over like other people who I'm literally
in
competing
the class.
grades with.
You're in the class.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really good.